What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I have my 2-year-old son in the chair, and I'm so happy that he finally let me cut his hair. We're going to be doing a mid-skin fade comb over, just showing you guys what the hair currently looks like right now. And I gave this boy some fruit snacks, maybe a piece of chocolate or two, and put on his favorite show, and that should keep him still the whole time. So let's go ahead and start off with our first guideline using the Andy Slimline Pros. I love these things. As you can see, they cut right through the hair. They're very gentle on his skin. Now, if your child has never had a haircut before, I probably wouldn't recommend using these to start off with, just because the vibration may scare them, or it may be too sharp for a baby's head. So if you go on Amazon, which I will link up below, they do have a bunch of baby clippers specifically made for little babies that vibrate a little less harsh than these, and they're just very gentle on the skin as well. Throughout the haircut, I will be brushing off all the excess hair and dusting him off with my little duster, my little neck duster. But now we are cleaning him up and skinning all the hair using my Braun Series 9 shavers. You guys know I love these things. Super crispy all the time. They just cut very nice and very easy to maintain. Now starting off with our, I would call it the second guideline, and I'm going up about an inch with the lever all the way open. So you can see the lever's all the way down. That means it's open. And I'm going up pretty high on this one. It just looks pretty clean with the comb over, as I will be doing the line. And I just go ahead and grab my trimmers that I also purchased from Amazon a few years back. And I'm just focusing on that bottom line. I'm not pushing it up too high, as I want to kind of keep that fade effect throughout the entire haircut. Now I have my Wahl cordless clippers, and I just started off with the lever about halfway, and I'm just going to keep blending with the corner of the blade while pushing the lever all the way closed, as you can see. Now with the one guard, I'm going to go ahead with the lever all the way open and create my next guideline. And with this one, I will be fading it out with the half guard right after. And I'm just going to go ahead and fade it into about the halfway lever mark. Actually, we're going to go ahead, I guess, with the 1.5. And the lever is about a little more than half. Again, I wanted the sides pretty short on this, but I'm not digging into the actual, like the whole side of his head. I'm just focusing on the bottom line. Now that we got that out the way, I have the half guard on now with the lever. It was all the way open, but now I'm going about to the half mark. And I promised you guys I was not hurting him. I was going pretty fast, but there's no irritation. He was perfectly fine. Poor guy. I just caught him off guard was all. But we are going to go ahead and adjust that lever to about the all the way closed mark, just until I notice that this middle line right here is gone. Would recommend throughout the haircut, you know, maybe have some snacks around, put your child's favorite show on. Really quick, I'm doing clipper over comb right now just to trim down the side of the hair. It was real bulky, you know, so we're just gonna knock down some of that bulk. Yo, I swear this little boy's hair can be it could be a pain to blend out. It used to be easier when he was younger as his hair was lighter, but as he's getting older and it is getting a little darker, it could be a little tricky to blend out the sides sometimes, but don't worry y'all, we'll get it. Alrighty, now we're going to start on the next side, and throughout this you might notice that it's going to be sped up just because we did do the other side already, but we're going to go ahead and create that next guideline around the head using the Andy Slimline Pro still. Once you continue to cut their hair and they get used to the vibration and everything, the haircuts go super smooth. And it becomes a normal everyday thing for them. Remember when I was cutting his hair, as you can see where the hair dips in the darker part towards the back. The darker spot was it was super hard to blend out. Those are the things that can get a little frustrating, but throughout this entire haircut, I was just attacking like the bottom line on all of my guidelines, just so I could kind of keep like a fade effect throughout. But I will admit it was a little nerve-wracking, but like I said before, we got it blended out as best as I could. Alrighty, you guys, so for this side of his head, you might not know how to do clipper over comb. So what I'm gonna do, for example, is use the 3 guard, and here it is right there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend right up with the lever all the way open. Not gonna flick into the hair, more so I'm gonna flick outwards. If your child's hair is longer, by all means use a 4, a 5 with the lever all the way open. It all depends on your child's hair length, the texture, the style of hair, but I just figured and took a good guess that a 3 would kind of equal the same length as it was on the opposite end. For this next step, I will be using the number 2 guard with the lever all the way open and just blending out that bottom line that we previously used with the number 3 guard. Pretty much from here, we are just down fading now. I want to give a big shout out to this little guy. He did so good today. You guys, he sat still the entire time. He didn't cry. He didn't fuss about anything. He didn't ask to get out the chair. He just did his thing. He sat still. He watched his little show, and he was a very good boy. So proud of him. Pretty happy with the way that this cut turned out. Right now I'm just doing some touch-up work, some cleanup work at the bottom, just killing that very bottom line, making sure that I can't see it from different angles, cleaning up the neck, making sure I get any extra hair that has been left behind, stretching the skin to get all those little hairs that are being tricky, just showing you guys how long his bangs are. Gonna go ahead and part that to the side, and here in a second I am going to fade in the sides with the 1.5 guard, just do a little more touch-up work. Now that I parted his hair to the side, I do see a little bit of extra hairs that I'd like to blend out, but I'm just doing it very gently, you guys, throwing the lever up closed just to get all these little hairs. Now I'm just gonna get it done quick and use the 1/2 guard, just blending out that line, and you guys can see that that line is coming out perfectly. You already know that the detail work is the most important step. It's what makes the haircut, it's what shapes it, it's what gives it that important look that it needs at the end. But I mean, it's looking pretty good, you guys. Not too bad at all. Gonna go ahead now and just clean up his line up in the front. I don't like to push the hairline back too far, as his right side, the front part of it, just doesn't grow a lot of hair like it should, so it just looks a little weird when I push it too far back. But anyways, y'all, separating that part line, that way I know where to make this guideline with the Andy Slimline Pros. And I'm not digging into the scalp at all. I'm not applying hardly any pressure. I'm just letting these clippers do their own work, do their own thing. I'm grabbing my thinning shears and just cleaning up all this excess hair that was left when I created his part line. Now, if you don't know how to use the thinning shears, or you're not comfortable with that, go ahead and put on a 3 guard, a 2 guard, and just flick up into the hair to get all that excess hair out. But there's the haircut, you guys. Gonna go ahead and part that to the side. I believe it came out pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for showing love. hit that thumbs up button if you liked it. And we'll definitely see you guys on the next video. Peace.